reflect the defendant's presence in court with counsel. We may invite the jury in.
Mr. Weaver, you told us that at some point you became aware of some of the items that have been discovered in the search at the Schoolhouse Road address. Is that correct?
Yes.
The first search.
Yes.
So you knew shortly after the items were found that bloody clothing belonging to the defendant had been found?
That's correct.
And that her wedding rings had been found?
Yes.
And the box that matched the knife that was found jammed into the ground at the scene where Mr. Perez's body was found, had been found at the house?
Yes.
And a stun gun?
Yes.
And the gun box for a .380 Taurus revolver?
Yes.
And all of the victim's personal items, his prescription drugs, his credit cards, his identifications, debit cards, and other things that he would normally need in a day-to-day existence were all found in the trash at Schoolhouse Road.
Yes, I believe actually the gun box was found in the second search for the Taurus, but yes, all these other items were found in the trash, yes.
Tell us about the second search. In between when the first search was finished and before a second search was done of the house, was an effort made to keep the house secure so that other people wouldn't go in and out that weren't supposed to be there?
Actually, I believe between the first search and the second search of the house for a brief period of time, it was released back to the family, and then we got a second search warrant for the house, I believe. I'll tell you exactly when it was. June 25th.
And did you participate in that second search?
Yes.
And why is it that after the items that were found in the Jeep and in the trash, and as well as some in the house, had been collected, that a second search was deemed to be necessary?
We consulted with the district attorney's office. At that time, I believe we spoke with Assistant District Attorney Howard Cummings, and we had just discussed the case and decided that we wanted to do a second search.
And on the second search, did you participate?
Yes, I did.
And were there items that you found in various places within the home?
Yes.
May I approach the witness?
Yes, ma'am.
I've placed in front of you 3 items that are marked as State's Exhibits 63, 64, and 65. Can you look at each one of them and determine whether you recognize them, and if so, what they are?
Yes. Um, 63 is marked as letters and documents. And it has the date 6/25/2013 with my name on it. Would you like me to open it?
Yes, please.
Okay. These are bills, PSNC Energy. It's a letter to a mortgage company, and a letter to Rachel. These were collected by me, and these came from the kitchen area.
And was there any particular reason that you collected the items that are in State's Exhibit number 63?
Whenever we do a search warrant, we always collect documents that show control of a property or dominion of property. And also the letter to Rachel had information in it that was of interest.
And were there also, was one of the documents some billing having to do with Michelle Lopez?
Yes.
And what was of interest in the letter that was written to Michelle? And I'm going to mark that as State's Exhibit 63A.
The letter to Rachel? This.
I'm sorry, yes.
Yeah.
Rachel.
Do you want me to read it?
Yes, please.
It begins, it's dated June 13th, Sunday, June 23rd, 2013. It begins, "Blessed is he who comes in the name of the Lord, Hosanna in the highest." Hey, I have no idea where that is from because I didn't get my Bible yet, but I am staying in prayer and meditation. There are so many lost women in here. I've told them all about the furnace. I am grateful every day that God gives me a chance to be helpful. I miss you more than you can imagine, but I know that God has this. I have entrusted my amazing family to him. You asked me to do something when I got home that night. You were right. I should have done that, but I can't change what happened. I can just use this time and this experience to glorify God. Please stay focused on all you need to do for school. Please be with Isabel as often as you can. Chuck will need a break. Please know how sorry I am to have changed your life so drastically, so quickly. I love you every day, all the time, no matter what. And that's a heart, always, Mom. Please put a drop of my perfume when you write me in the cabinet above the phone in the kitchen.
State offers into evidence 63A and B.
Any objection?
No, Your Honor.
Motion allowed.
And if you could put those things back into the bag for 63, and then look at State's Exhibit 64.
It says documents and letters, and it has my name on it, and it says 6/25/2013, and it has the case number.
Could you open that, please?
This was a notepad that was found in Michelle's room, and it was found by me, and Detective Gay was with me. And these were letters that were with it. This is a letter to Chuck from Joanna, and a letter to Michelle from Joanna. And these are just receipts and other various papers that were with it. And this was a citation written to Michelle Lopez from the Highway Patrol.
I've marked the letter to Michelle from the defendant as State's Exhibit 64A. If you could read that.
This is dated Sunday, June 23rd, 2013. Michelle, good morning, sunshine. Did I tell you how much I love you? Did I tell you how I miss sitting at the kitchen table with you and catching up on your life? Well, I do. I talk about you all the time to everyone here. I can't wait to see you when we Skype here, LOL. So guess what? I love you. Also, here's a list of 10 things you should never take for granted. Number 1, a variety of panties. Number 2, an underwire bra. Number 3, makeup. Number 4, nail polish remover. Number 5, a lock on the bathroom door. Number 6, pillows. Number 7, the outdoors. Number 8, Starbucks. Number 9, hair products. Number 10, a flat iron. I want you to say thank you, God, every day for each of those things. I want you to see Isabel, Rachel, and Chuck as often as you can. When you write me, please put drops of my Egyptian musk oil on the paper. I miss how I smell. It is in the cabinet in the kitchen above the phone. Please give me any addresses people have given you so I can write them. You stay strong. You know what is what. We will do this one day at a time together. I'm sorry I can't be next to you for a hug, but breathe in and breathe out. That's where I am. I love you every day, all the time, no matter what. Mom, heart.
And this list of the top 10 things she tells her daughters to thank God for every day, what day was that written?
That was June 23rd, 2013.
Your Honor, the state offers into evidence State's Exhibit 64A.
Any objection? Any objection?
Yeah, if we can approach.
Yes, ma'am. Let me introduce the letter. Yeah, it's 64.
And if you would put those things back in the envelope for 64, and then look at State's Exhibit 65. Everything except the letter that was admitted into evidence.
Okay. This says documents, and it has my name on it, and it says 62513, and has the case number on it.
If you'll open that as well.
These are documents that I collected from Rachel Lopez's bedroom.
65A through L. If you would go through each one of those documents and referring to them by their number, tell us what they are.
65A is a Department of Veterans Affairs application for survivors and dependents educational assistance. It has the address 3020 Queensland Road, and it's got Jose M. Perez Enriquez on there, and it's got Jose's date of birth on there, and I'm assuming his social security number. I don't have his social security number in front of me. And then it's got Shaw University on there, and the address for Shaw University. And it's got Rachel Lopez's name, and I don't have her date of birth in front of me. I'm assuming her date of birth, and what I'm assuming is her social security number on there. And it says, please specify your education or career objective, and it says bachelor's degree in social work.
That was for Rachel Lopez, is that correct?
Yes.
And what is 65B?
It's a marriage certificate, and I can't really read the writing on there, honestly, but I can't read the writing, but it says John D. of Moncure, NC, and then I can't read that handwriting, of Raleigh, NC.
It's a form marriage certificate, correct?
Correct, and it's not filled out all the way.
But it has signatures of 2 people.
It does.
And what about 65C?
65C is a certificate of live birth. It looks to be a photocopy of a certificate of live birth for Isabel Natalia Madonna Pritchard. And
does it indicate where she was born and what her date of birth was?
Yes, it says her date of birth is April 7th, 2005, and her, it says that she was born at White Plains Hospital Center in Westchester County. And that
indicate the parents?
Yes, Joanna Madonna and Charles Pritchard.
And the next document?
This is a certificate of baptism, and it says that Rachel Ann Lopez, the child of Jonathan Lopez and Joanna Madonna, was baptized on the 27th of December, 1992.
And the next document, E.
This is a certified transcript of birth from the state of New York for Michelle Rose Lopez. Her date of birth, January 17th, 1994, born in Valhalla, New York, to Joanna Madonna and Jonathan Lopez.
And what is F?
This is a certified transcript of birth, also from the state of New York, Department of Health for Rachel Ann Lopez, born September 29th, 1992, also in Valhalla, New York, to Joanna Roberta Madonna, to Jonathan Richard Lopez. This is filed October 16th, 1992.
And what is document G?
This says power of attorney, general.
And who is the declarant of the power of attorney? That is the person who's giving the power of attorney.
This has the declarant as Jose M. Perez Enriquez.
And was this document seemingly on its face signed by Jose Perez and notarized?
Yes, on the back of the very last page, there is a signature dated 3/21/12.
And who did, according to this document, Mr. Perez give power of attorney to?
It says that he appoints Rachel Lopez.
In the first paragraph, what does it say?
Oh, it says he appoints Joanna Madonna as his agent, and then he appoints Rachel Ann Lopez as his alternate agent.
And does one of the paragraphs in the power of attorney give the power of attorney to Ms. Madonna, whether she's married to him or not married to him?
Yes.
And it gives her the power to negotiate a sale or transfer of any securities he might have.
Yes.
Open and close any bank accounts he might have.
Yes.
Open his safe box if he has one. Paragraph 1C.
Yes.
Sell or exchange or otherwise reinvest any property owned by him.
Yes.
Collect any debts he might have.
That's what it says, yes.
In fact, do anything with concerning his health care and any of his property that she might deem to be appropriate.
Yes.
And when was that signed?
The date is 3/21/12. The notary date is May 28th, it's March 21st, 12. Yeah.
And what is document H?
It's titled Last Will and Testament.
And it purports to be the last will and testament of whom?
Of Jose Manuel Perez Enriquez.
And who is left all of the estate of Mr. Perez in the event of his death?
It says, at the time of my death, I give and bequeath all of my estate, all properties, and all possessions to Joanna R. Madonna.
Whether she be my wife at the time of my death or not?
That is correct.
He didn't sign it, did he?
No, there is no signature.
And what is I?
I is a printout of checking accounts from the State Employees Credit Union.
And does it indicate whose account it is?
Under primary, it says Jose Perez, member. Under secondary, it says Joanna R. Madonna, POD, beneficiary.
And what is document J?
Document J is a Department of Veterans Affairs letter.
And what does it indicate?
It says, Dear J.M. Perez Enriquez, we are giving you this certificate so you may receive commissary, store, and exchange privileges from the armed forces.
Is there additional information on there?
Yes. This is to certify that J.M. Perez Enriquez is an honorably discharged veteran of the Army and has service-connected disability evaluated at 100%. The veteran has not been scheduled for future examinations. And then it gives phone numbers that he can call.
what is document K?
It says State of North Carolina Certification for Disabled Veterans Property Tax Exclusion. And it has lines that have been filled out with Jose Perez's information and the 12412 schoolhouse address. And his a signature that has, it appears to be, it says Jose is the first name.
And does it indicate what the amount of the property tax exclusion is?
I don't see a number on there.
Is it approximately $52,000?
Is there a line that you're referring to? I don't see $52,000 on there.
It's on the second page. What is document L?
L is it's a white envelope that says marriage record issued by Laura M. Riddick, Wake County Register of Deeds.
And who's the marriage license for?
This is for Joanna Roberta Pritchard Madonna and Jose Manuel Perez.
And does it indicate the date of the marriage?
September 14th, 2009.
And down at the bottom, does it indicate who the witnesses were to the marriage?
John Gunn and Linnell Costin.
And is there a place on the form which asks if there had been a previous marriage?
Yes, it does. It says if previously married.
And on the part having to do with Jose Manuel Perez, where it says if previously married, does it is there a box filled in where it indicates how the prior marriage was dissolved?
Yes, ma'am.
And what does the form say?
It says ended by divorce.
And does it say on what date that marriage ended?
Yes, it says September 11th, 2009.
And on the part of the marriage certificate form for the defendant, is there also a box asking if she was previously married?
Yes, ma'am.
And does it ask what the date was that the last marriage ended?
Yes.
And how it was ended?
Yes.
And what does the form indicate was the cause of the end of the last marriage of the defendant?
It indicates it ended by divorce.
And what day does it indicate that that marriage was ended?
Also ended September 11th, 2009.
Your Honor, at this time, the state would offer into evidence documents 65A through L.
No objection, Your Honor.
Did you find, are you the one that found the box for the 380 Taurus and the ammunition in the master bedroom?
I'm not actually the one that found those. I was in the upstairs rooms. I was in Michelle's room, in Rachel's room, with these documents. I'm not sure who physically found those.
Is there any
I was present
Is
for
there
the
any
search.
significance to the fact that the gun that was given to the defendant by her nephew was a revolver rather than an automatic?
Well, they don't, revolvers don't, when you shoot a revolver, it doesn't eject a shell casing.
So the only thing that you'd find from the firing of a revolver would be the bullet end itself.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, at some point after you did the search or participated in the search of the defendant's home, did you and Detective Gay go down to South Carolina?
Yes.
And what was the purpose of you doing that?
We went down to South Carolina to interview the family members that the defendant visited on the 15th.
And who were those family members?
Billy Lopez, the now deceased William Lopez, and Michelle Lopez Parrish.
Now, when you got down there, did you and Detective Gay divide up who was going to talk to who?
Yes, I interviewed now deceased William Lopez, and I interviewed Michelle Lopez Parrish.
And if you would, please tell us what Ms. Michelle Lopez Parrish told you when you spoke to her at her house.
Well, she told me that Joanna Madonna came down there to visit, and that first she had gone to Billy's house, and then after she had gone to Billy's house, and they had tried to get a gun at a pawn shop, that she had then come over to her house to visit with her son.
You asked Ms. Lopez when the last time had been that the defendant had been down to South Carolina to visit her.
Yes.
And what did she tell you?
She said it had been about 1.5 to 2 years.
And did she tell you who was with her on that occasion 1.5 to 2 years ago when she visited?
She said Jose was with her.
And who else?
Michelle.
And what was the purpose of that visit?
I think because Michelle was coming to stay for the summer.
And did you ask Ms. Lopez what the defendant did on the day that, when you went down to talk to her, you wanted to talk to her about what happened on the 15th of June 2013, right?
Correct.
What did she tell you happened on June 15th?
She said that the defendant came down with $200.
Objection, Your Honor, she never testified to that.
Sustained.
Did she tell you that she and Billy had gone to a gun shop before coming to her house?
Yes.
And did she indicate to you that the defendant didn't have enough money to purchase a gun?
Yes.
Did you ask Ms. Lopez to tell you how the visit went and how long the defendant stayed?
I did.
What did she tell you?
She was upset by the visit. She said that she felt like the defendant didn't stay very long. She felt like she was in a hurry. She said that while she was there, she was talking about the break-ins in her neighborhood and that she was upset about them, and that her son offered to give her a gun and a knife and that not long after she got them, that she left, and she said she had to be home by a certain time.
What time did she tell her she had to be home by?
She said she had to be home by 3.
Did, when you were talking with Michelle Parrish, did she give you any kind of description of how she perceived the defendant's behavior on that day?
When she was speaking to me, she characterized her as uppity. And she said she felt like she didn't really want to be there.
Objection, Your Honor, she didn't testify.
Did Ms.
Ladies and gentlemen, here you'll not consider in the motion to strike that the last statement of the witness. You may continue.
Did Ms. Lopez Parrish tell you anything about questions that the defendant asked about the gun that her son was giving the defendant?
She told me that the defendant asked her son how close.
Objection, Your Honor, she didn't testify to this.
Ladies and gentlemen, the jury, I'll excuse you to the jury room for just a few moments while you don't discuss this case among yourselves. Since you former expressing opinion, that an issue in this trial during this time.
I was going to ask her if she made any comments about the gun similar to the comments that Mr. William Lopez testified about yesterday.
Judge, I think the only thing that either Billy Lopez or Michelle Lopez testified to in their testimony was that she asked general questions about guns. They didn't go into any specific detail about what was said, what was asked, what was answered, that she asked general questions about firearms.
As I recall the evidence, the testimony was the questions that were asked were characterized as general questions, and then specifically were, this will kill someone, or will this gun kill someone? How close do I need to be? And if I have to use this, I want to make sure I kill the person.
I believe that's what William, or two Williams, but the nephew, William Lopez, said. That was what was asked or said of Miss Madonna.
Yes, ma'am.
It's my recollection that Ms. Lopez Parrish did in fact make a statement while on the stand saying that the defendant asked if this gun will kill someone, or something to that effect.
She did not testify to that, Your Honor.
Well, you have to go down my methods, sustainable. Now, what else have we got? I don't want to keep sending them out, I think we're poisoning things.
I'm not going to ask her any other questions about that.
Bring you in. Oh, wait a minute. I have, juror exhibit number 8. 1, what was the nature of Jose and Michelle's relationship? Possible question mark. Question, how was the bank account the day the footcom mentioned title? Joint account question, Jose only question, Joanna only question. Question, how was Jose's PayPal account titled? Joanna and Jose or Jose only? Question, was Michelle's phone information dumped into a disk? Question, where is Jose's phone? Question, can an unsigned will be executed? You want me to repeat it or to get all of it? You may invite you.
Yes, sir. You did in your investigation of this matter, you went back and looked at all of the information that was taken off of Chad Richardson, or Jonathan Chadwick Richardson's telephone, that was where the Sergeant Scott dumped all the information off of it. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm showing you what has been marked as State's Exhibit 66. If you will look at that and see if you recognize that, and if so, what it is.
This is a disc of all of the texts between the defendant and Chad, and it's got my initials on it.
And there's a paper copy of the same thing in front of you. Is that correct?
Yes.
You're under the state office in Perez, State's Exhibit 66.
No, Your Honor. That's right.
And the state asked that it be published to the jury.
Only if you make a copy, there it's yours.
Okay.
Doesn't take us all afternoon tomorrow to do that.
Well, I was about to put it up on the screen,
That's
so
fine, you put it on the screen, but I thought you wanted to pass it.
no.
Okay.
I was trying to speed it up a little bit. to scroll down, and as I do that, if you could read the contents of the text messages. They begin on June 12th of 2013, is that correct?
Right, and these are from Chad's phone.
And so there's some things that are red and some things that are black on the screen. The text messages that are red, what are those?
Those are incoming from Joanna Madonna.
And the black ones are outgoing from Chad.
Right. All right, starting June 12th, 2013. And the times are, I'm not sure what time. You're not worried about the times?
Date and what the text is.
Okay. I'm stopped at a light, ... It's all about you right now. And then outgoing from Chad. Sitting out back with no shirt on, getting some sun and reading, won't you join me? And then these are all the same day. Incoming from Joanna Madonna. Make sure you rub yourself generously, ... with sunblock. Still June 12th. Outgoing from Chad. Me, pale white man, you give good advice. I'd rather you rub it on. From Joanna. Yes, I have no doubt that you would enjoy that, as would I. Outgoing from Chad. Indeed, in due time. From Joanna. Well, I really enjoyed seeing you. Text me later. Enjoy your day. Kiss. And then Chad. You're awesome. Talk to you tonight. Kiss. And then same day. Hey you. Thinking about you in the car wash. And then Joanna. Why was my scent offensive? And then Chad. God no. And then Joanna. I want to nap with you. And then still Joanna, thank you for taking me to your hometown. And then Chad, same day, please do. Joanna, are you on your way to Clayton? And then Chad, anytime, I would take you anywhere. And then, yes. Joanna, okay, I'm struggling here. And then take a nap, pretend I'm there, see ya. And then Joanna, okay. And then there's a message from Oliver Berry. We'll skip that one. Still June 12th, 2013, from Joanna to Chad. At Dawson daughter's appointment, thinking about us. And then he asks you and her, and she says she sees doctor and I.
Is who?
Outgoing is Chad. He says, at the top.
Sorry? Start back. Joanna Madonna, incoming. You and her, question mark?
Yeah, she asks,
Chad.
incoming, Joanna Madonna, you and her, question mark. Chad says, she sees doctor and I speak with social worker. Phone may die. And then Chad says, it is a UNC program for kids. And then Joanna Madonna says, thinking about me and you, question mark. Changing your mind, question mark. Charge the phone, exclamations. LOL. And then Joanna Madonna, no, God, no, good, thoughts, very good.
Outgoing, is that from Chad to Madonna?
Yes. And this is still June 12th, 2013. And then this is Joanna Madonna, June 12th, 2013. I don't want to take your head away from your girls, so text me later when you're free. Still June 12th, 2013. Chad, hey baby, back home, missing you. What you doing? And then Joanna Madonna, been waiting for you. How are the girls? And then Chad, doing good. We had a blast swimming. Had pool all to ourselves. I'm freaking exhausted. I checked my schedule, and as of now, I'm off at 4:15 p.m. tomorrow. And then Joanna to him, sounds great. They love you so much. And then Chad, I am a lucky daddy. And then Joanna, I can't get out if here till 6:30. Still Joanna, I want to come over right now. And then Chad, that will have to be okay. I'll probably see if I can add someone at 4:15. I will go insane coming home and waiting too long for you. Still Chad, come over now and sleep in my arms. Can't wait. Joanna, Camel Club 5:30, bad meeting usually. No work tomorrow, just us. Chad, happy hour, usually more like crappy sour. I agree. We'll call in crazy for Madonna. Will you just stay with me forever? And then Joanna Madonna, oh, something sad. I'm going to South Carolina for the day Saturday. They have brought in hospice for my nephew, 4 hours each way. Still Joanna Madonna. True, bad meeting. We will have our own. You choose a topic. And then Chad, sorry to hear about your nephew. I think the topic should be the importance of physical touch in recovery. Still Chad, haha. Still Chad, going to sleep now. See ya mañana. Sweet dreams. And then Joanna Madonna, and this is all still June 12th, 2013. Why do you laugh? You want me today forever? I love that. Okay, go to bed. No Spanish. I'm on strike. I can't wait to see you / touch you / etc. you too. Chad, I can't wait for you to etc. me. Is that like romping ? I wasn't laughing at the forever comment. That was real ! Night. Then Joanna, this is now 6/13/2013. Coffee in bed ? I will serve. Then Chad, sounds heavenly ... I'm afraid I have to go talk to people almost as crazy as me ! Looking so forward to tonight ! Multiple exclamations. Then Joanna, me too ... I have new lyrics in my head. Thank you. Then Chad, you're welcome. Got an unwelcome no-show ... Craving my new drug. Then Joanna, I'm working with crazy French lady on her blog. Then it's off to clean lawyer's house ... I'm staying busy ... This drug gives me tins of energy ... Then Chad, it's the new crack ... Have fun. Then Joanna again. I'm not having fun, ... Need my Chaz. Then Joanna again. Having lunch, babe? ? Then Chad, and this is all still June 13th, 2013. Just had a chicken salad and now resting in my car listening to music. How's your day? ? You're still coming tonight, right? ? 6/13/2013 still. And this is Joanna. Call me? ? Sorry, didn't mean to call you ... And now Chad. Why not? ? Call me anytime, goddess! ! And then back to Joanna. Waiting for Jeff with his money. If it was food, I would have spit in it. Smiley face. And then Chad, kiss him for me. And then back to Joanna. Tongue or no tongue? ? And then back to Chad. No tongue ... I get that before anyone else. Multiple exclamations. That's gross. Period. And then Joanna, we're still June 13th, 2013. LOL, that is totally gross. You're absolutely right. ... Back to Chad. We're getting closer to 6:30. Woohoo. And then Chad. Longest day ever. And then Joanna, I literally have no idea what the hell to do with myself from now until then. ... Wow. Still Joanna. Also, I have to be pretty covered up. ... Can't wear anything cute. Otherwise, I will get busted. Sad face. And then Chad, I'm home. ... What's this 6:30 BS? ? Winky face. And then Joanna, see the weather? ? A woman would have to be crazed to go out on a night like this. ... And then Chad, haven't seen it, what's going on? ? And then Joanna, it's bad. ... But I'm from New York. ... And then Chad, you may just have to call your hubby and wait the storm out here! ... And then Joanna, I love storms. ... I really do. ... Still Joanna. And will you overlook the fact that I cannot wear date clothes this evening? ? I'm sorry. And then Chad, I don't care if you wear a onesie. ... Just get over here! I guess I'll change my shirt and tie. And then Joanna, so what are we going to rehearse? ? This is all still June 13th, 2013. Chad, deep breathing. ... How to handle our energy between us so we can eat, sleep, etc. LOL. Then Joanna, LOL. Still Joanna, the sky is the color of your eyes. And then Chad, it looks like the apocalypse! Be careful! Exclamations. And then Joanna, ready? ? And then Chad, bring your fine ass to the country! Exclamations. And then Joanna, be there by 7. And then Joanna, wow! ... Then Chad, wow! Multiple exclamations. We have jumped off the cliff and I'm so freaking high.
Oh, is there a time jump between the be there by 7 and the wow?
It's got 1841 hours, and then it goes to 2118 hours, and that's, I'm not sure if that's UTC time or if that's accurate. But
what's the passage of time?
3 hours.
And, then after the wow from Madonna?
She says wow, and then he responds that her wow is at 2118 hours. His wow is at 2143 hours. His response is, Wow, multiple exclamations. We have jumped off the cliff and I'm so freaking high, multiple exclamations. Then she responds to that, what are you doing, question mark? I'm laying here trying to calm down. And then he says, same date, 21:52 hours. I'm sitting on the couch feeling like I just had a pot of coffee trying to settle down. I literally hear a buzzing sound, exclamations. And then she writes back, is it a frog, smiley face? And then Joanna again, so I'm going to try and stretch this feeling as long as I can, ... savoring it, ... And then Chad, me too, baby, exclamation. It may be a frog, question mark. Gonna try to relax and sleep. Sweet dreams, and we'll continue where we left off, exclamations. And then Chad, I wish I had kissed you one more time, multiple exclamations. And then Joanna, I'm going to sleep, baby, ... kiss, ... and another, ... Then 6/14/2013. Joanna Madonna incoming. Morning sunshine.
Outgoing, who was that?
Oh, I'm sorry. It's Chad, outgoing. Morning sunshine. Do you have a hangover? LOL. And then this one is incoming from Joanna Madonna. Dunkin' Donuts for lunch, question mark. And then from her, I'm still buzzing. And then also from Joanna, I'm working downtown till 1. And then Chad, let's do it, exclamations. And then Chad, tree was blown down on my fence, gotta call the man, haha. And then Joanna, I can't believe I drove in that, exclamation. And then still 6/14, Joanna. But listen, ... I don't want to make a pest of myself if you had other plans for lunch. And then Chad, you listen, exclamation. I would love to join you for lunch, exclamation. And then Joanna, okay, smiley face. And then Chad, smiley face. And then Joanna, I almost got an SUI, ... swimming under the influence. And then still 6/14, Chad, funny, exclamation. Still 6/14, Joanna, time has stopped. Joanna, so I got out already. Just let me know what you're doing. Then Chad, I'm out now. Want to come pick me up on the corner? Joanna, okay. Joanna, on my way to see Mitch with Isabel. Chad, tell him I said hello. Joanna, they have a computer ADHD test for her. They are all very excited about it, especially Teresa. Joanna, it's in your office. I'm going to hyperventilate. Chad, lick the desk. It smells like Chaz. ... multiple exclamation marks. Haha. Joanna, still, this is all 6/14. Mitch is twitchy, ... Chad, good description. Still 6/14. Joanna incoming. So have a great night, ... 6/14/2013. Chad, you too, sweetie, ... We'll text you later. Joanna, good ... need my fix. Outgoing Chad, headed to my MTG. I'm assuming that means meeting, ... good times. Joanna, can you believe that I miss you, question mark. Chad, yes, BEC. I'm assuming that means because I miss me, comma, I mean you too, exclamation, exclamation. Then Joanna, you miss me, question mark. And then Chad, absolutely, my goddess, exclamation, exclamation. Still 6/14. Joanna, incoming. You all stay up late tonight, question mark. 6:14, Chad, no, gotta go to bed soon, dot, dot, dot. Emma has to be at a friend's B-Day party, 8:30 a.m. to go to a zoo. 6/14/2013. Joanna, that's right, dot, dot, dot. I forgot about that. Big cats, my favorites. Joanna, I told one he is no longer in the running, making changes. Chad, breaking hearts and making room for the Chaz experience. I like it. We'll be away for a while. We'll text again before bed. Joanna, okay. Joanna, I have to go to sleep. I will be on the road by 8. Sleep well. Kiss. Now this is still 6:14. Chad, you too, baby. Be careful. Don't want anything to happen to my goddess. And then 6:15 starts. And this is incoming from Joanna. Good morning. And then getting in the pool. Kiss. And then Chad, morning. And then Joanna, I'll be in the car the next 4 hours if you want to tall. It says tall, but I'm sure it means talk on the phone. Otherwise, I will call you with the same offer tonight on my way back. Tell the girls your crazy friend Joanna said hello. And that's 0821 hours. And then this is 6/15/2013 again. And this is 14:56 hours. Just wanted to let you know I'm on my way back. Beautiful visit with my nephew. I hope to go back again in a few weeks. And then Chad, glad you had a good visit. Good luck tonight. See ya. And then he says, miss you. And then from Joanna, kiss, and then with tongue, and then Chad, damn right. And then Joanna, this thing tonight will work out the way God intended it to work out. I'm in my 3rd step, absolutely. And then Chad, I agree, looking forward to the next step in our soul adventure. And then Joanna, I will let you know how things turn out later. I feel you in my soul. And then 6:15, the hour on here is 20:48, which would be 8:48 if that time is correct. From Joanna, almost done, dot, dot, dot. And then from Chad to Joanna, hang in there, baby. And then 6/15/2013, 22:04, which would have been 10:04. He is gone. And then Chad, wow, we'll talk tomorrow. Are you okay? And then Joanna, it was ugly. And then Joanna, are you going to sleep? And then Chad, yes, but can text a little. And then Joanna, okay, we can just, it says tall, but I'm sure it means talk, tomorrow then. And then Chad, okay, night kiss. And then Joanna, night babe. And then this starts 6/16/2013. Chad, morning, you awake? I guess so if you were reading this, winky face. And then Joanna, morning, exclamation. And then Chad, how are you doing? Question mark. And then Joanna, it was sad. He left on foot, dot, 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 walking, dot, 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 threatened to walk in front of a truck, dot, dot, dot. I just let him go. I had to. Been here too many times before. And then Chad, Did he remain on foot or come back to get a car? Question mark. Where did he go? Question mark. And then Joanna, never came back. He has 2 AA guys near here. Said one would take him to Florida. And then Chad, wow. Exclamation, exclamation. I'm sure that was hard. Going to walk Pavlov while kids are sleeping. We'll connect later. Thinking about you, ... Then Joanna, thank you, babe. And then Joanna, happy Father's Day. Exclamation, exclamation. Chad, thanks, ... Can you talk? ... I'll call you, ... Kids are still sleeping. Joanna, I can. Joanna, I'm working on a babysitter for tonight. It just feels right, ... Chad, awesome. Joanna, got a sitter. I will contact you later, smiley face. Still 616. Joanna, hey, I can't do any banking till tomorrow. Any chance you might have $10 to help with the babysitter? I can pay you back tomorrow, ... Chad, of course, babe. Joanna, oh my God, you are so sweet, ... Chad, so are you coming my way? Question mark. Joanna, of course, ... by 7:30. Chad, goody. Joanna, my thoughts exactly. Joanna, taking 2 daughters to the pool. Phone will be home charging. Kiss. Joanna, hi, how was your Father's Day? Chad, good. On my way home. What do you like to drink? Joanna, anything, ... water, ... diet, ... I'm easy. And then that's a text to someone else, AA Bill. And then Chad, easy, huh, ... like it, exclamation. Then Joanna, I don't feel sexy at all, ... I feel old and drained. I am in mom clothes, ... Sorry, this too shall pass, I am sure. And then Chad, sexy is not knowing you are sexy, exclamations. To me, you're sexy. Don't care what you wear. See ya not soon enough. And then Joanna, okay, baby, I'll let you know. Then Chad, let me know what? Joanna, when I'm on my way. Still 616. Chad, cool. Joanna, on my way, ... No curfew, winky face. Chad, sweet. Chad, you okay? Question mark. Joanna, no, ... He died.
Now, is there a gap in time between on my way, no curfew, sweet, and the next text from Chad to Madonna?
The on my way, no curfew from Joanna is at 1900 hours, which is 7 p.m. And then the you okay is at 9:05. So 2 hours.
And what are the rest of the texts?
So after she texts and says, no, ... he died, he texts and says, I'm so sorry. Then he says, do you need anything? And then he says, praying for you. And that's it.
I have no other questions.
Please, please.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good afternoon, Detective Weaver.
Hey.
You testified when you responded out to Old Bailey that Mr. Perez was still on the side of the road, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Just want to clarify, I believe in your direct testimony, you said something like he was 200 to 300 yards from Highway 98. Do you mean feet?
The body from Highway 98 was about 300 yards from Highway 98 down Old Bay Leaf Road. Yeah, depending on what direction you come
Correct.
from. Mm-hmm.
And you go down shortly, and there was a stop sign, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Because several witnesses have testified it's kind of an awkward location, because then the Old Bailey kind of takes, you can turn left sharply and continue on to Old Bailey.
Right.
And Mr. Perez's body was found just past that stop sign, just shortly up from that stop sign, correct?
Yeah, it was past the left turn, but I'm talking about the major where Old Bay goes off of 98. Yeah. I didn't measure it, but that's my memory of how far down Old Bay from 98 it was.
We've had other testimony, you've been in the courtroom the whole time, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Other officers have testified 75 to 100 feet, so, you know, I know it's often hard to judge.
That was from the side of the road. Oh, you're talking about from Highway 98 down.
Correct.
Yeah, it was about 200 to 300 yards from Highway 98 is what I would say.
So you're saying it would be about 2 to 3 football fields from 98? Football field's about 100 yards. You're saying
Yeah.
3 football fields from 98?
I would say it's about, my memory is about 200 to 300 yards from Highway 98 to where the body was.
And you've seen the photographs that have been entered into evidence of the crime scene, correct?
Mm-hmm.
From that stop sign, you can look down and see 98 without difficulty, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So it's within clear visible vision.
Mm-hmm.
And you said, I believe you recalled it being that Mr. Perez's body from the actual roadside on Bailey was about 4 to 5 feet off the road.
Right.
And you also testified that to the right where he was, there was a wooded area.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you continued all the way down, there was also a wooded area.
Mm-hmm.
And when you approached the scene and saw Mr. Perez's body, he was clearly visible on the side of the road, correct?
Mm-hmm.
There was no object or item on top of him, preventing you from seeing him or trying to obscure him.
Mm-mm.
And back in that wooded area to the right, that's where I believe Officer Williams or Deputy Williams said he did his search, correct?
Mm-hmm.
With his K-9.
Mm-hmm.
And he said that that wooded area, if you recall, was all easily navigatable. It was easy to get back there, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And if you stayed on Old Bailey, I believe there was, from looking at the photos, there was some kind of metal guardrail that was kind
Right.
of partially up, partially down.
So you couldn't drive down it. Mm-hmm.
You could, well, there was a metal guardrail that was down, but you could kind of drive around, but then there was a crossing guard that completely blocked off the dirt road once you got a little bit further down.
Yeah, my memory is that there was it's a big guardrail up like they have on running trails so that you couldn't drive down it. You could walk around it, but you couldn't drive past it, yes.
But from where Mr. Perez's body was found, it is possible to go further down Old Bailey until you hit that guardrail.
From the body, yes.
Correct.
Yes.
And you testified that his shoes were found within a close proximity of his body, but not on him, correct?
Right.
And also the same with the knife, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Do you recall how close the shoes were, if you recall?
His shoes were probably about, maybe about 5 yards from his body. I didn't measure them.
But you were able to see those?
Yes.
You testified to a lot of the personal effects of Mr. Perez that were found in his home, as well as in the garage and the trash can.
I wasn't present at the search where his effects were found in the garage, but I was made aware of them.
Correct. I mean, as lead investigator here, you've been privy to a lot of information in the case that
Mhm.
you might not have necessarily been every place at every minute.
Right.
Because you're one person.
Right.
But as the lead investigator, you take it upon yourself to be very familiar with what's going on in the investigation, correct?
Right.
What individual officers officers are assigned to do or detectives are assigned to do in the case. So you became aware that a search warrant was executed at School Street House. And at that location, that several of Jose's personal effects were found in the trash can in the garage. And when you executed that search, that's where you found most of the items, correct? Not all of the items, but a lot of the items were found in the garage.
I didn't execute that search, but that's where those items were found.
And over the course of the investigation, you've interviewed several people, correct?
Yes.
One of those individuals being Fred Schmidtke. He would have been the AA sponsor of Jose Perez, correct? And that interview was, that happened on June 18th, 2013, correct? Was that conducted at the Public Safety Center downtown? Mr. Schmidtke came in to meet with you, correct? And that interview was recorded, correct? And during the course of that interview, didn't you tell Mr. Schmidtke that the disposal of Mr. Perez's body was pretty bad, pretty poor in this case?
I might have said that.
And you also said to him, whoever committed the homicide or the killing of Mr. Perez, that person either wanted somebody to find the body or was in a hurry.
I could have said that too.
And at that point, you were already considering Ms. Madonna as a suspect, correct?
Yes.
And you further said to Mr. Schmidtke, she did a halfway job of covering her tracks. Is that correct? Do you recall saying that?
Yes.
And you also said that it might have spurred from an argument she didn't expect coming.
I don't remember saying that exactly, but
You did go down to the Public Safety Center with Mr. Schmidtke.
Mr. Schmidtke met us at the Public
Correct.
Safety Center.
And you conducted an interview there. And recorded. And then you went on to say, don't get me wrong, she planned it, but it didn't have much time to plan it because some of the things she did just didn't make sense.
Yeah.
Recall saying something similar to that?
Yeah. That's an accurate statement.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but you've done several interviews and spoke to several different people. And at some point, you estimated that the time of Mr. Perez's death was probably sometime before 9 p.m. on June the 15th.
Yes.
Approximately, obviously, it's hard to know exactly.
Right.
But based on everything you've gathered, you determined that you believe his body probably would have been left there on Old Bailey by about 9 p.m.
Yes.
And you didn't go to Miss Madonna's house on Schoolhouse Street until the next day, June 16th, correct?
Right. His body wasn't found until the next morning. And we didn't have his identity until about 5 p.m.
And it wasn't until that evening on the 16th, that Saturday, the following day, you went to Miss Madonna's house.
Right.
And you said when you arrived on scene, you spoke to Michelle, her daughter, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And you briefly spoke to her on the phone and requested that she come to the residence.
Right.
And she did, within a very short amount of time, as you can recall, right? I believe you said she was there by 8:25, and you called her probably around 8.
Right. She came pretty quickly.
He had told you at that time that Mr. Perez had begun drinking again.
She did say that. Mm-hmm.
That she thought he went down to Florida, correct?
That's what she said.
She went on to tell you that they were having difficulties with him not paying the bills in the home.
That's what she said. Mm-hmm.
That they had been living mouth to mouth.
I don't remember that exact statement, but she did say that they had had issues with money.
She also indicated to you that he had been cheating on her.
Objection.
She said she thought he had been cheating on her.
Did she advise you at any point that she got an email correspondence?
She did say that.
Did she print out that correspondence and give you a copy of that if you recall?
I don't remember that.
She could have.
I think I would have kept that if she had given it to me. I don't remember her printing. I don't remember her printing and giving anything to me.
But she did tell you about it.
She did.
He also indicated to you that Jose was a disabled veteran.
Objection as to any self-serving statements by the defendant before she takes the stand.
She told you that Jose was a disabled veteran.
Yes, she did, because she said they were getting income from that.
And she told you he was a former assistant district attorney from Florida.
Yes.
And you also indicated at some point that you transported Ms. Madonna downtown to the Public Safety Center.
I did.
You referenced a lawyer. That was not myself, correct, that you had contact with?
No, it was
And
Damon Shetson.
It was not Mr. Thomas either,
Nope.
correct? You referenced that CAD report that was done early on in the investigation to determine if there had been any criminal activity in the neighborhood around Schoolhouse Street.
Actually, I said that we have crime analysts that do entire backgrounds, and they're the ones who did that initial check for me. Detective Gay did the CAD report.
I'm not saying you did it, I said it's part of the investigation.
Right. I was just
Yeah,
clarifying.
but it was completed as part of the investigation, correct?
Detective Gay did it, yes.
And you were here for Detective Gay's testimony.
Mhm.
Correct. And he did testify that there was one breaking and entering of a motor vehicle,
Yeah.
and there was one, I believe, misdemeanor larceny of some type of building in that
Yeah.
area. And he said he searched about 1.5 miles from the residence,
Yes.
if you recall. And when you encountered Miss Madonna at Schoolhouse Street, she voluntarily gave you some information. I believe you specified to that she gave you Fred's contact information.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously wanting to preserve what you thought potentially might be a crime scene, you said that Miss Madonna and the other residents of the home were not able to go back inside the home once you secured it for somebody to apply for a search warrant, right?
They were on the back porch. It's a covered porch, so I mean they were still pretty much inside.
But you didn't allow them to come and go into different rooms in the house or anything of that nature.
Actually, I wasn't there for that. I took her downtown, so I actually can't speak to what they were allowed to do. Commonly, do we allow people to walk around in the house? Absolutely not.
It would be against protocol,
Mhm.
because you wouldn't want anything to be taken from the crime scene. If
Correct.
you participated in the crime scene, you wouldn't want anything to be contaminated,
That's correct.
and you wouldn't want anything to be destroyed potentially.
That's correct.
Detective Weaver, do you still have those documents in front of you? States Exhibit 65, the documents you looked at earlier. And specifically, if you have in front of you, States Exhibit 65A is what I would direct your attention to. Department of PA educational assistance form, correct?
Mm-hmm.
That you said had identifying information from both Jose Perez as well as Rachel Lopez, correct?
Yes.
Is there a date, if at all, on that form? And there may not be, but do you see a date indicating when that was compiled?
It says, do you know the date you will begin your school? And it says 8/17/2010. And then Part 6, previous education training, that has a date on it, and it says 6/10/2010.
So some of the dates referenced on that are from 2010.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe you also said that one of the address listed was the 320 Queensland address, correct? Not the
Yes.
Schoolhouse Street address.
Mm-hmm.
And Detective Weaver, there's also several different forms. You don't need to particularly look at them. But I believe there was in that exhibit 65G, there was a power of attorney. 65H was a last will and testament. In your experience, aren't there often forms that are what they call fill forms?
What do you mean by fill forms?
Often somebody might Google a power of attorney or a last will and testament, or go through one of these agencies like LegalZoom, and you pay a small fee and you get kind of a fill form, and you personally fill your information in.
Objection.
I don't
Are
have.
you aware of any such services like that?
I don't have a ton of personal experience with those services. I'm
Do you
I'm
know
aware.
if those services exist?
aware of the fact that you can go online and find forms like that.
And you don't know if these forms were fill forms, or you don't know who created these forms, correct?
I don't know who created them.
And over the course of your investigation, have you found any large sum of money in Puerto Rico as it relates to Mr. Perez's inheritance?
No,
Any trust fund in Puerto Rico as it relates to Mr. Perez?
no,
Have you ever located any land that Mr. Perez owned in Puerto Rico?
no,
Have you ever uncovered any life insurance policies that Mr. Perez had?
no.
I may have a moment here.
Yes.
You said that you did drive down to Inman, South Carolina, correct?
That's correct.
And you did interview William Michael Lopez, correct?
Yes, I did.
Obviously, that's when he was still alive. He hasn't passed away yet, correct?
That is correct.
And he stated to you that he volunteered to
Objection.
loan.
Stay.
Judge, have you heard?
Mr. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll take our afternoon recess for you at this time. During this time, you did not talk among yourselves about this case. You did not talk to the parties, the witnesses, or the lawyers about anything at all. Further, you did not talk to anyone else, allow anyone else to talk with you, say anything in your presence about this case. Don't do any individual research, investigation on your own about any issue touching on this trial. Stay away from smartphones. And do not form or express your opinion about this case during this time. Therefore, everybody else court remains seated. I'll excuse the 13th of you and ask you to return to similar jury at 10 minutes after the hour before we go by that clock. Take short excuse. Fracture reflector is at. Oh, yes, ma'am.
Detective Weaver, in the course of your investigation, you did go down to Inman, South Carolina, correct?
Yes, I did.
And you interviewed a William Michael Lopez, correct?
Yes,
And you were able to conduct this interview, I believe, on June 27, 2013, correct?
That is correct.
And that was prior to Mr. Lopez passing away, is that correct?
That's correct.
And during that course of that interview, he told you, he stated to you at that time, that he volunteered to loan her, being Miss Madonna, a gun and knife so that she could protect herself. Is that correct?
Yes.
Judge, I don't have any questions. I just like to
Yes, ma'am.
Judge, clearly this is relevant.
Everything else he told her is gonna come in too, if this comes in. Y'all objected to it before, y'all decided.
Well, we objected to the other William Lopez, Your Honor.
Okay.
Objection. Just to be clear, though, we had previously objected to the other William Lopez. I know it does get confusing. This was the nephew. Given Your Honor's position, we're fine with abandoning our objection at this point.
Okay. We can recess to the
Thank you.